Okay, hi everybody. Thanks again for putting up with a practice video tonight so I can be a chauffeur. But I'll tell you, it's going to be a really good night of practicing. So I decided we'll do a few keys tonight. So what I'd like to do is we'll do a quick G major. Well, I should say a slow one and then a quicker one. And some double stop practice. A few things in the key of G, and then I'd like to practice our reels. Just at the metronome marking that we left off at. And then we're going to try D major. So we're going to strengthen up D major, scale, arpeggio, double stops, whatever's involved there. And then we're going to take a look at some of the slower ones that we did in the past. Loch Nagar, for instance. I love that tune. Gorgeous tune. And also Neil Gow's Lament for the death of his second wife. It's another one that I thought we could practice tonight in the key of D. Slow things down a bit. Take the frantic nature out of it a little bit. Give yourself a chance to make a good sound and play in tune. And there's such gorgeous tunes. So we'll do that in the key of D. We'll work out those tunes in the key of D. And then we'll switch to A minor. Now, we haven't done a whole lot of work in the key of A minor. Well, we've learned tunes in that key, but look specifically at that key. It has a lot in common with G major, but very slightly different. So, but I'd like to take a look at it directly. We'll practice the scale, we'll practice the arpeggio, and some of the double stops involved. A minor, any minor scale, is a little trickier for most people because of the lowered third, sixth, and seventh notes of the scale as compared to a major scale. People tend to lower everything and just come out a little bit flat altogether when they're playing in a minor key. So I have a few tips and tricks to try to brighten that up and strengthen that up. And so I thought we could work on that. And then once we work on A minor, Bally Desmond polkas. Do you remember those? Great tunes, very popular, and it's been a while since we practiced them. And with polkas, speed is everything. So I thought we could do a few speed trials of the Bally Desmond polkas once we get them back under the fingers. And that's how we're going to proceed tonight. And thanks again. So let's start off with our G major, nice and comfy, G major scale, arpeggios, and double stops. Okay, here we go. Ready, go. Arpeggio. One more of those for the strength. Okay, so now let's pick up the pace a little bit. We're going to do a little faster. Hopefully it still stays true for you. So let's pick up the pace. We're going to try it like this. All right? So get that low A. Helps a lot. Here we go. Ready, go. again, I got a couple wrong. There we go. That's a nice G major arpeggio. So hopefully everybody stayed stayed in tune throughout that whole thing, despite it being faster. Let's have another go at it right away. Same speed. Ready, go. Hopefully that stayed in there. Okay, so let's do a little bit of double stop practice here. Maybe speed it up a little. We've been doing a lot of work on it, so it should be in pretty good shape. So let's speed it up a little, moving our bow faster, and you'll see that the challenge gets bigger. So you're going to have to mitigate, make sure you're not digging in too much, and move that bow nice and quick. Let's do it. I'll count you in. 1, 2, 3, go. Smoke on that. All right, now I don't know how you did. I did very well. My tuner's happy with me, and my bow is moving good and not heaving in too much. So I'd say let's do it again right away at that speed and keep those things in mind. Just keep that bow moving. That's the main thing. 1, 2, 3, and... If you're looking for a way to expand on those double stops, don't forget hand, 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 arm, arm. On double stops, it's such good practice. That's a great exercise. So you see the hand, 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 arm, arm. And when you're doing it on 2 strings, it's a bit more work. And it makes you a lot stronger when you need to do for this hand bowing on a single string. Okay? So try and do that. Let's do it again. Let's do that again. See if you can get it. Ready, go. That's G. In good shape, I hope. Okay, now let's go through our Drunken Landlady set. And we'll do it now. Hold on, I'm going to have to look. Okay, now the last tempo I saw for the Drunken Landlady there was about 50. And we're going to take her up. We're going to take her up to 60 and practice the set. And then that's going to sound like this. So let's do it. Okay? Now don't worry too much. If you make a few mistakes or have a few staggers, don't worry about it too much. Just try to make note of two things. First of all, where was it in the tune? Second of all, is it a systemic problem? Or is it just a stagger? Because everybody staggers. The odd thing here and there, we just hope that we don't, right? But if it's systemic, if it's a misunderstanding of the melody or a pickup note or something, that's what you want to pay attention to at this speed. Okay? And use the repetition to tell you. If you go through the tune twice and make the same mistake, that's a systemic problem. You got to figure out what it is. So let's do it. See what happens. All right? At 60. 1, 2. Make sure I'm rolling. I am. Oh, good. 1, 2, 3, and... 60. It's quick. Hopefully you got along okay doing that, but I do suggest we just try it again right away. Okay, so now we're on to D major. Now it's kind of interesting because the last two reels in that set are in D, but now we're going to take a good long look at D major and make sure we have that working very well. So again, in D major, it's one of the keys. Just the fiddle is just made to play, and so you got lots of ringer notes in this key. We got D, we got A. Very, very, very important notes to have up there all the way in tune in this key, because you know they got the tonic D. That's what they call the note with the name of the key that you're playing in. That's the tonic, first note of the scale, and also the fifth. So that would be the A. So that's in the arpeggio, and so you need that to be nice and bright. Also, all your G's should really be nice and bright in the key of D as well. So anyway, just something to keep in mind. You know, the third finger notes, keep them up there all the way, and we'll work on the key of D here. And we do the D major extended. Start on D, all the way up to high A, all the way down to low A. Okay, let's do it. Nice and slow, tuning your notes. Ready, go. False start. See that? There's the E. Jeez, that was really sharpy. I almost cut myself. Ready, go. D major and an octave, they call that an octave and a half, eh? I mean, I guess it's fully 2 octaves once you get all the bits and pieces together, but so D major and an octave and a half. Let's just do it again right away. I'm going to try and do better too. I had to pull 2 in. I don't know if you noticed, but I did. Slightly had to pull 2 in from being sharp. Okay, here we go. Ready, go. Okay, that was better for me, definitely. Got more of them in there. So now, let's take a look at the arpeggio in this key. So we got the low A, D, F, A, D, F, A. Now let's have a nice long slow go at the D major arpeggio, okay? Give yourself some time to tune your notes. That was a little quick. Let's do it. Ready, go. Bit better. Okay. And try that one more time there just to lock her in. Cool. Okay, hopefully we're getting stronger here in the key of D. Now some double stops. Okay, so double stops in the key of D major, and there are a few of them. There's we got the first one is the fourth, so that's low A and D. Next one is the fifth, the open strings. Next one is a third, D2, open A. Open strings again. And then we got the octave, A3 open D. We got the third. We got the octave. Another third. Another octave. Fifth. Third. Fifth. And a fourth. That's them. Okay, now if you need that, you can let me know. I do have it written out, but that's how it goes. So let's give this a try. We're going to do it nice and slow like we used to do with G. Okay, ready, go. Jeez, I love that in the key of D. My whole fiddle is just vibrating like crazy, and it's got my jawbone, my breastbone going there, because the key of D is such a responsive key on the fiddle. I just love it. I think it's my favorite. Let's do it again, shall we? Nice and slow, just like that. Ready, go. D major double stops. So, and this is going to come in handy when we play our slow airs, because I use lots of double stops when I play a slow air to fill out, dress up the sound a little bit. So why don't we start by playing Neil Gow's Lament for the death of his second wife. And I'll keep my tuner on. So the idea with this, guys, is we're going slow enough to give you a chance to tune those notes if you need to. And use the full bow, and don't shortchange any of the notes. Give them their full due. A 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Gal's Lament for the Death of His Second Wife. What a gorgeous tune. Now, the first time around, I played it pretty safe. I didn't do a whole lot of crazy ornamentation and double stops and stuff, because I know it's been a while since we've done this tune, and I just wanted to make sure everybody kind of was following along and not getting confused with my craziness. The second time around, however, I put some stuff in there, and you could hear what I was doing. Lots of this here, A and D. It's in the key of D. That's such a good one there. A and D together. That one too. That A and D together as well. And it's this type of thing when you're in the key of D where you can be pretty well playing on the A string and play the D string along with what you're doing, or you're playing on the D string and you play the A string along with what you're doing. That's the idea behind what I'm doing in Neil's Gal's Lament for the Death of His Second Wife. So let's take a little breather, and let's do that one more time, shall we? Just once this time. I'll try to put in lots of stuff, and you can do it or make an attempt at it or not. But please go ahead and back it up. See what I'm doing where. I'll count you in. Ready, and... Dad's old move. And then instead of playing the open D string, as well as playing the open D string, he would shift up to third position there, play D and D at the same time. Now listen to those two Ds. Slightly different, and then you put them together, especially when you slide in. And then you can do the vibrato. Very Scotchy sound. That the two of the same note. One is wiggling. Very Scotchy sound there. See that? It's lovely. Anyway, so there you go. Neil Gal's Lament for the Death of His Second Wife. Loads of double stops and good practice in the key of D. Okay, so now let's take a quick look at Lochnagar. Okay, lock the gar, or as Sandy used to call it, lock the car. Let's give this a try. Now, this is what they call, and it's been a while since we did this. I realized, like I look back, it's been a good long while since we looked at Loch Nagar, and what a beautiful tune. So first of all, it's what they call a Scottish in the book there, the Thousand Fiddle Tunes book that it came out of. And a Scottish is kind of like a strathspey. It's basically a strathspey that, and it says Highland Scottish. So it's a strathspey that's a little tiny bit slower, and not as kind of upbeat as the strathspey you might think of. So, but this tune, Loch Nagar, not very many people do as a strathspey or as a Scottish. Most people play it. It just is a slow air. So I'll just show you first of all. So the way that it kind of is supposed to go is. That's usually what it goes like. But we're doing it as an air. And when I did it with Sandy, we did it as a slow Scottish, very slow. And when I did it on my record, I did it as a straight up slow air. And it gives you lots of opportunity for double stops and for ornaments and quality of sound. And it's suited to the slow tempo. So first of all, let me just play it. Re-familiarize you guys with it because it's been so long. Loch Nagar. So that's kind of the bare bones with the correct timing and everything like that. Now, so people do have a lot of fun with this tune. They mess around with the timings. They do all kinds of stuff. So I don't want you to stress too much about that. But that's the way it is. What I just played is the Hoyle. The way it is exactly written out with the rhythms intact. Okay. Now, but let's have a little fun with it. So. And there's a lot of double stops you can do with this tune. I'm going to play through it now, and I'm going to put everything in there as much as I can, more than I normally would. And you guys can try to suss out what you'd like to do out of that, and we'll work from there, okay? So I'm just going to play it one time, but I'm going to put everything I possibly can into there. All the dirt. Okay. named a few. There's the low A with the D. That's the big one I do all the time for this too. And then F sharp and A. See that? And then an octave. Another octave. And I stay on that string there. F sharp. Now you see that ending there, that's E, D, E, F, E. I do all that with the A. If I was a guitar player, I'd be playing an A chord there. And so this kind of spells out the A chord. See that? And then that F sharp A again, and then the low. Octave. Now the top one there, that's F sharp and A. From the key of D. Remember from the arpeggio. Octave. Now let's see, that's a B and a D together. Because that was a little G chord in there. F sharp A. And then we got to the second part of an octave. Another F sharp A thing. Yes, Tibbs? What can I do for you, buddy? You don't like Scottishes? You don't like Lochnagar? Sorry, man. Okay, let's go over that again. Sorry for the interruption. Interruption. Another octave. G chord. See that? Very simple. D and B. Really good. Do all that with the D if you want. And then the high octave. E and A. Another A chord there. Another octave. You can't go wrong with an octave. And I could do that. That's so nice. That's B and G together there. See that? That's a G major type of thing. So, so I do that with the D, and then see how that expands it. No more F sharp A. Octave. Octave at the end. So that's the double stop kind of setup for Lochnagar. That's you know, it's way more than I would normally use, but you pick and choose what you like. It all works, as you can hear. Okay, so now let's go through it a good couple of times, and I'm gonna do that treatment. I'm gonna play all the double stops both times there, so that you guys can hopefully glom onto one or two or something like that. Okay, so let's do it. A little sip of coffee. If you haven't figured it out, I'm making step 2 of the video the next day. So we ran out of time last night, but I did keep my shirt for continuity. Here we go. I'll count you in. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, a bad start. We'll try that again. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so hopefully you got along okay there with all that. I think maybe doing it again is in order. Now you can hear a few grace notes. It's nothing out of the usual. See, I do that all the time. See that? So when it's time to play that D in the first part, the first note of the second bar, I'm lazy about it. I'm a lazy fiddle player. I hang on to that B until the last minute. Same with that F sharp to A. I kind of lean into it. It's a great Scotchy thing to do. Another grace note. Okay, I forgot to explain about those. It's just that one going down the scale. So E1, the F sharp, you're taking it off the string just before you do that. You can do this little. And if you do it kind of most times, you're going to get a nice Scotchy effect there. And you can do it in this tune. There's a few opportunities to do that every time. You can do it in the second part. See that? Another one there. I always do that. See that? Okay. A little grace down there. Now this is cool. So I did a G. I included the G. So I got the B and the G up here, and I go right off of the G string. See that? 4-note kind of sweep, or chord as they call it. Because that's the G major chord. G, D, and B and G. And then that's what I do on the A. See, a little kind of grace note. And I do 2 A's. I don't know if you noticed. See that to finish it off, etc. And we know the rest. Okay? So why don't we try that right away once more, what we just did. Let's start. We'll try that again. 1, 2, 3. Now that we're done with Lochnagar, we're going to take a look at the Bally Desmond polkas. Now, I talked about A minor at the beginning, and I've included there in the description of the video a link to the YouTube channel where I'm doing A minor scales and arpeggios and double stops. Okay, so right now I'd like you to go and take a look at that, at those A minor videos there, and go over that scale and get to know the double stops a little bit, and then we'll do right now we'll do the Bally Desmonds. So taking her nice and easy. Let's see about. Somewhere about there, okay? And that's going to be $80 on the metronome, okay? And I'll keep that metronome on just so that you know I'm not lying to you, and I'm not going to be speeding up. Okay, let's give it a try. 2 times each, by the way. 1, 2, 3, go. Here we go. Bally Desmond polkas at 80. Now, yes, that's pretty slow for a polka, but I want you to do it at that speed. And the reason I want you to do it at that speed is intonation, timing, and strength. So practice at the 80, and we're going to do it again right away. And then next week we're going to start in on our speed trials of the Bally Desmond polkas. We're going to get that up there. It should go about like this. So that's up there. So that would be on the metronome. Click, 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 click. 120. Here's 120. That's kind of the usual speed for the Bally Desmond. So I'd like to practice it at the 80 with everything intact, intonation, anything that can slow you down. Intonation can slow you down. You feel bad about playing the out of tune notes, your bow slows down, bogs you down. The rhythm. So cutting off the long notes short, that's going to get in your way of the rhythm. Not so much slow you down and put you ahead of everybody, but it's going to get in the way of the rhythm and not allow you to hear it. So you want the good timing, long notes long, short notes short. Good intonation, and that's how we're going to strengthen it and bring it up to the 120 that it should be. Okay, so we're going to try that again at 80, and then next week we're going to pop it up there a little bit. I don't know, 95, something like that, and we're going to give it a go. Okay, so thanks a lot. Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, go. Here we go. Okay, so that was the Bally Desmonds. And we're going to work it up like I said. Thanks again, everybody, for putting up with the video. And we'll be back to Abnormal there next week on Monday night. and I'll kick your butts even more. Okay? So get to work on them double stops and them keys. Thanks again, everybody. Bye-bye.